when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes.
Maybe that's the real punk rock.
You die, I die.
You got life! Cowhide. Synthetic cowhide.
He's flying.
Scooby-Doo.
Are you watching closely?
Test, maybe. I think we're here. I'm not. My camera's not working. But I'm assuming... Oh, I can't turn off the camera. Alright, I guess I'm not going to mess with that. You guys don't get to see my beautiful face today.
No. What's the point anymore?
Yeah, there's worse fates.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Will. That does not bode well for only one reason, and it's because I was going to show everybody the stickers that I bought a year ago and had them for on sale, because buying them directly from the store that we had was like $5 for a sticker, and that's not cool. So I bought a bunch and was just going to ship them to people for cheaper, and still nobody wanted them. So now I'm just giving away for free. So I'm going to try and put a form in the description once this video goes, or once the podcast goes live tomorrow, to let you order those. I'm going to say one per person for now. Maybe I'll let you get another, but I really just want you guys to have these. There's like 50 of them, or maybe 25. Either way, just you have to fill out a form with your address, and I will send it to you by hand.
Are you talking to us or to the general audience?
Everybody. The other two people who listen to this.
Wait, are we like
Exactly.
live right now?
Yes, we're live.
Oh, now we're live. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't say that. I gotta notify the Discord. There we go. So
I got a Discord.
that's the announcement. Just I would hold these up, but you can't see them. So plenty to go around.
Send me a picture and I'll show everyone.
Oh, sure. I'll send a picture of you guys, like what I'm seeing, and then you'll see Zach and William. Never mind. Zach, I'm texting it to you. There you go. And make sure you hold it up right in the center, because I believe you're just there you go. They're like 2 inches across, I think. It's like Inception. Oh boy. All right. Well, not to be, I don't know what to call it. I'm going to be less candid. William, Zach, and I were looking at our list of topics, and we were like, I don't know what William has to share about these, but William always has something to share about these.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Even when he's a part of the award show at the end of the year and says, I watched a total of 3 movies this year, he has something to say. So
There's something to say. It might not be right. You might not like it, but it is something. You know what? If I can be candid too, I don't even know what we're talking about because I did not review the topic list. So I'm going into this completely blind.
The roundtable rules were that we were just going to talk about whatever came to mind, and I usually like to do that. But so much has happened in the last week and in the upcoming week that I really wanted to go off of a list. But you can go along with us. Will's actually playing by the rules this time. So
go, Will.
Yay.
Can somebody check to make sure we're on YouTube?
So politics, right?
Oh no.
No, not that kind of freestyling. I don't see us live. Can anyone else confirm that?
Let me
I don't see
double check.
anything, at least on mobile. Could be my. I don't see anyone chatting, but that's not unusual.
Where's Alejandro? We lost him.
No.
I don't think we're actually live. The only live that shows up is our we determined the best movie ever from like a year ago.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. And it says we've been going for 4 minutes. Hello?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh, is it unlisted? Yep. We're unlisted. That's why. Why am I?
That might
Frick.
be.
Why did I do
meant
that?
to be the case.
There we go. Publish. All right, now we should see it. No problems.
There it is.
Yep, called it. All right. Sorry for the people who couldn't find it for a second. So Zach, what did you want to start with? Because there's a lot. I know the title of the episode is Project Hail Mary was ... because I made that title before we actually saw it. Zach and I saw it together with our significant others, not each other, on Friday night.
Which it was a double date, but which way was it a double date?
Which way was it a double date? Yeah.
Ah,
So we're gonna start with a little Project Hail Mary because it was really good. We're not gonna spoil anything, because you definitely should go see it, especially William.
On the biggest
But-
screen you can.
Biggest screen you can. The 70mm pictures from people going to see it at True IMAX is crazy. It's really cool. Zach, I just want to get right into the question I said we were gonna discuss. Is it better than Interstellar?
That's a good question. I don't know if I completely have an answer for that. I think
I do.
it's a different story,
Sure.
kind of a different story than Interstellar, but it's kind of like if you injected or infused like chaotic Ryan Gosling energy into Interstellar is the best way I have to describe it. Which that was a
My
noise.
bad. My bad.
Which I think kind of makes it more accessible to a general audience, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like not, like I think a normal, how do I want to say this? If you're not a real like film enthusiast, you're probably going to enjoy it more than Interstellar. I will say that.
Sure.
Does that make
agree.
sense?
I agree. I think Project Hail Mary is a more palatable,
Yeah.
achievable story and scope for the normal person. Whereas if you really like Nolan movies, if you really like Martin Scorsese and all that, you're going to love Interstellar. So that's where I lean. I like both of them, and I understand.
Yeah, I
why
don't think
more
I
people
can. I can't put one over the other.
And Project Hail Mary was a book first, and the chances that more people read the book to go and then watch the movie versus just hearing about Interstellar is a different draw for audiences. So I think it's possible that Project Hail Mary will make more. I actually don't know what Interstellar made way back when. Zach, give your non-spoiler review.
Well, you can already find it in the Discord.
That's true, but like,
What else do
off the top of
I
your
have to say about it?
off the top of your head, what are you feeling now? A couple days later.
I'll just reread my letterbox.
No, that's not the point. Interstellar made 773 million, by the way.
Ooh.
So not even a billy.
Well, that's what I'm excited
still
about
pretty
too.
good though.
With this one, I mean, it made like 33 million in its opening weekend,
Yeah.
which is like, I forgot what it was. It made some kind of record with that. I forgot what the record was for, but anyway, and just with how like Fall Guy ended up being such a box office bomb, I'm glad Hail Mary's actually like doing well. But for my review, it's an easy 5-star film in my mind. I don't question.
You have a high bar for 5-star.
I do, and I don't question my rating for that at all because it's truly absolute cinema. I would give it a big thumbs up.
Facts.
You'd understand that if you saw the movie. But yeah, it's just Ryan Gosling was perfect in his role as Ryland Grace. I mean, even like when he's alone, he really does well at portraying like the full range of emotions. He can be like serious and emotional, but then he can also be like funny and goofy as well, and it all feels like the same character. And you know, like the visuals and the cinematography is like so impressive for like not using any CGI. I mean,
Mhm.
Rocky was also such a cool character. And yeah, I mean, the story just has like so like the themes are like so like deep about like self-sacrifice and all that. I know you said in your review that you thought it was a little overplayed, but I thought it was still like well done
Mhm.
regardless of that. And yeah, it was just what a way to start a year. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's could still I said it in at the end of the review that I posted, but there's a good chance it's going to be like my number one movie of the year already.
yeah. It's gonna be hard to top that, I think.
Yeah.
It was really good. That's all I gotta say. I think everyone was expecting that too. I mean,
hmm
it is hard to to downplay this movie. It just seems like everything was going right for it. As I said in my review, I said it's got buddy comedy, it's got space travel, it's got stakes, so many other things. So
I was
yeah.
worried I was going to like overhype myself for it because I tend to do that with movies sometimes. But my
Deacon was saying our glaze for this movie before it comes out was crazy.
my expectations were high for this movie and they were met.
That's
So-
true. That's true.
And like people were clapping at the end of the movie in the
I know.
theater that we were in,
I felt
which is like
drawn to clap.
I
Ellie,
haven't
did you
like
clap?
been in,
Nothing.
I
go ahead.
clapped.
I know you did.
Lots of people clapped, and it was
Oh,
like so. Like,
Yes, Endgame I did. Endgame I did.
Endgame, you clapped.
so
Yeah,
like
'cause,
I haven't been to a
remember
movie where like
you,
people
me,
clapped
and
at
Annika
the
were
end.
like the
And-
only three people standing. I'm sorry.
sorry.
I think Will's lagging.
Yeah, it is.
There must be an audio delay. I apologize.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only time I clapped before was when Endgame with you and Seth because we were like the three people standing during that one scene when Cap got the hammer.
Spoilers. Yeah. I think I heard somebody say that Gosling usually doesn't do goofy movies, and I'm like, what are you talking about? He's done his last two movies have been have been Barbie and Fall Guy, which are
Yeah.
very comedic movies. I always see him as a goofy character. He's been in, like, I know The Nice Guys is comedy. He's usually not very serious. I mean, Drive was one that he was pretty. I thought that was a pretty dramatic, serious movie, and then
I mean, he's funny in La La Land.
Sure, but that's more like
Yeah.
charming funny, not
Yeah.
comedic funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never considered him as a serious drama actor. So
No.
I don't know who said that or why they said that, but cool. I don't want to
Excited
say
for a
too
Star
much.
Wars film now too. But
Oh, that's true. Oh, I learned by watching some interviews that he was in First Man, which was about Apollo
Oh, yeah.
11 or something. Which
yeah, he
is
plays Neil Armstrong. So
that rounds out like 3 space movies. So
yeah,
I don't know how well that was received, but
I think it was
I'd be
received pretty
curious to
well.
watch it. Yeah. Okay. So the general theme of this roundtable was March has been crazy.
This
Specifically
week has been crazy.
last
Yeah.
week was crazy. We got we got 2 big trailers and just the general hype for Daredevil coming out on Tuesday. It's going to be a lot for Zach and I to not talk about Daredevil in the coming weeks on the episode.
Yeah.
Not that actually that's not going to be a problem because we're not going to do the podcast for like 2 weeks now because next week and the week after I'm unavailable because of personal things, but on Easter it's because of Easter.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we'll have like one we'll have one episode and then I'm going to go on a vacation. So that's fun.
Weren't you
It's
like
gonna be
just
all
on a
over.
Weren't you like just on a vacation?
Yeah.
What are you made of
Um,
money or something?
No, actually. No, we went to Mexico for Ellie's company's trip, and now we're going on just a family vacation.
Oh, that's fun.
But that'll be fun. Yeah, so podcast is all over the place. Anyways, Daredevil Born Again is coming out, or season 2 is coming out over the next couple weeks. Zach and I are pretty pumped. I was saying that the general hype that is usually the week before it releases has been last week and this week. But we also got a Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer and a Dune trailer. William, how many of those have you watched?
I have watched all of those trailers except for Daredevil because honestly, I don't watch Daredevil, so
You
whatever.
should.
I know that they're doing something
should.
with I know that they're doing something with the Defenders season 2,
Not
second
really.
team up reboot.
Not
So I don't know,
really.
it's something weird. I don't know.
Season 3 is rumored
I-
to be more of like the Defender season 2.
Okay, I'm curious how you guys are gonna like Daredevil season 2 because from my understanding, season 1, Daredevil's Reborn season 1 was okay-ish.
Born Again.
And Born Again, whatever. I don't know. There's whatever.
Yes, it was only okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so I don't know. I feel like
That's what we're
I feel like you
talking about.
might be at the same time you might be hyping this up a bit much. Maybe it will deliver. I don't know. I really don't know because I don't really watch it. But the other Dune, I do want to watch the other. I do want to watch the other ones beforehand. Before
Rewatch
this.
or watch for the first time?
I started I started watching the first one at your house. Then we got like
that's right.
halfway through it. I've never really been able to. And then Spider-Man Brand New Day. I don't know. I'm somewhat interested in it.
We saw No Way Home together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. That
And
was probably the
a
last.
group from home.
Yeah, I think that was the last big Marvel one we watched together as a group. That one was fun doing it as a group, but I don't know. I'm curious how they're going to go because they clearly seem to be setting up the Spider-Man Man Spider arc because in the
Really?
yeah, well, in the Spider-Man animated show, there's an episode where Spider-Man like gets 6 arms because he's mutated into like a spider thing. And then the Punisher is in that episode and he has to fight the Spider-Man and deliver him a serum. And they have the Punisher in the trailer. And there's like something like your DNA is changing and spiders go through stages. So they seem to be setting up the Man Spider thing. Peter potentially turning into like a Man Spider thing, which they did. Obviously, they didn't show any hints towards that in the trailer. But at least from my intuition, that seems to be probably what, at least part of what the film is going to be about.
I didn't know that. Zach, did you know that?
Oh, I knew it was heavily like theorized. It's definitely a risky play if they're going to do it, but
most likely to just they'd probably end with the status quo. It's like I don't think he's going to stay mutated or whatever. But it'd be interesting if they try to actually do that on screen, what that actually would look like. So
yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I'm predicting that based on what the trailer seems to be showing and who's in there, that's probably what they're setting up.
That'd be a pretty crazy. I mean, that makes more sense with Banner being included.
Yeah,
but I didn't think that they would do like a body transformation in this movie because they usually keep it pretty tame.
Yeah,
I don't know. Zach?
Yeah, it's like that would. I don't know. It's going to be weird if they go that route, but it could also be really interesting. And I think that just like, watching the trailer too, I feel it just kind of like continues this era we've seen of like comic book movies not afraid to be comic book movies. With like Superman, with like Fantastic Four, and even like movies like Deadpool and Wolverine and stuff like those too. Just like they're not afraid to like kind of get weird with it, if that makes sense. And just like with including like the hand, and we have like Scorpion with his tail and all that, and like the Spider-Man suit, like finally getting like that a true Spider-Man suit. And what else is there? I mean, just throwing Punisher in there too and all that just feels like very comic booky. It might be overstuffed, but it's like it could work.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how well it does, because is this the last big Marvel movie before Endgame not Endgame, before Doomsday next year?
Yeah.
Doomsday is this year.
It is this year?
It's in December.
That's right. Yeah, it's
Same day as Dune. Doomsday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which we talked about this on Discord. The Dune already booked out all of the IMAX theaters for that weekend. And Avengers and Doomsday did not. I don't even know if it's going to be IMAX. It is not going to make anywhere close to the same amount of money. If only now that was the conversation with Iron Lung and Send Help, was that technically Send Help made more money, but it's because they had the IMAX theaters. More people saw Iron Lung than Send Help on that weekend because It's only because they had the more expensive tickets for Send Help that Send Help won by box office numbers. So I still think Dune. I still think more people are going to go see Dune because
Yeah.
Zach,
I think so. I think so because there's been enough Marvel fatigue, and I don't think. Well, the main thing for Doomsday is that we really don't know what it's going to be about. Like, there's not as much like okay, it's going to be about Doom and something Iron Man back, and somehow it's somewhat connected to the Fantastic Four and
somebody
other
who
people.
cheered for Cap wielding Mjolnir doesn't even know what's happening in Doomsday. That's how bad it's gotten. I'm talking about you.
Well, yeah, well, partly to be fair, I've said this before. I deliberately just said I don't. Okay, anything after Endgame, I'm not gonna bother being invested into it. If I watch it, it'll be fun. Like we did. I did watch the Beyond Spider-Man Beyond Home, whatever the Spider-Man was after that. Like, but I don't. There's too many.
Spider-Man Beyond Home.
Beyond Home.
Spider-Man the Spidering returns twice. Part 3. I don't know.
Spider-Man No Way Spider-Verse.
Yeah. But yeah,
there's
like, that's
the meme for this episode.
Yeah, but like that's like Dune at least it's the end of the trilogy. It's got that hype going for it. And you've kind of already built it up a little bit. And I'll just say like even like having not watched the first Dune movies, just watching that trailer, I'm like, ooh, and it's like the epic conclusion, and it's like, yeah, he's got a haircut now. We're going for it. it's like. Yeah, I know. Like I feel like a bit more because like I kind of know what we're going like Doomsday. Like there's been some trailers for it, but it's been like, oh, I am Thor and I'm praying because I'm scared of something, and I'm Captain America and I'm gonna be back even though I have a kid and there's something, and it's like, okay, Doomsday, but like what is he doing? Like there's I don't know. Like they're gonna have to like really really deliver on this film for it to I think to do well. There's just. Like they can, but my hopes are not as high, and the main thing is like it's just like, you know, I don't know if they can deliver. Would I rather invest that in something I think can, or would I rather invest that in something I'm like pretty confident, like compared to Doom, like, oh, this will probably be really good, versus Doomsday, it's like I don't know. That's how you got to think about it for the average consumer.
Here's my thing. I think Avengers Doomsday is gonna be the movie more for like, you know, like the normies and the general audience. And I think with like the hype and like the nostalgia that they've already started to build and they're going to continue to build, I think it's going to be more financially successful than Dune. I highly expect for Dune Part 3 to be the better movie, but just I feel like people who like didn't even like watch the original X-Men movies are like excited about like James Marsden coming back as Cyclops.
That's right. Like, they got the X-Men in there too.
Yeah. Seth, you got to watch those. I only watched like one of them.
Actually, I think I've seen the last one and then some of the reboot ones, and it's my viewing series for lots of franchises is very wonky.
What do you mean by the last one? There were like lots of last ones.
ones.
So there's like the 2 reboots that they had. The younger when they had
First Class.
First Class. I think I've seen parts of that, and I saw the Phoenix one, which is
the
most.
Yeah, that was like
which Phoenix one?
The most recent Phoenix one.
The one called Phoenix or Dark Phoenix.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I've seen the original Dark Phoenix, old one with the 2000.
Yeah,
and parts of Day in Future Past. I don't know. Again, it's very complicated, and that timeline is very complicated. And I don't know.
Wasn't Dark Phoenix like a soft reboot? Not completely.
No, that was like the end.
Oh, I thought it was a soft reboot, even though this was the same actors.
Well, it was supposed to be, to my understanding, you have the original trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. Then you had the prequel, which is First Class, and that was supposed to be like, you know, it was supposed to be just like this is exploring them before they became the X-Men, but then it became retconned as its own continuity because they had Days of Future Past, which created that into its own continuity.
Yeah,
and then because of that, Phoenix takes place in that alternate continuity. And it was supposed to be like a new franchise idea. I think this is what they were going for, but Phoenix didn't do well, so they just left it and are doing it with Marvel now.
So for someone who's actually seen the movies and understands them, we had the original X-Men trilogy in the 2000s, and then they went back and did X-Men First Class, and then they did Days of Future Past, which combined the timelines together.
I was
and
gonna
changed
say
the
I remember
timeline.
seeing the two Professor X or the two Magnetos talking in a dream sequence or something. I've seen that.
That was
clip.
Professor X, not Magneto.
Yep.
So then technically, like after that, like Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix take place in this new timeline created from Days of Future Past.
Yeah,
So
there we go.
technically, like the original trilogy, like doesn't technically even happen anymore because they're on this new timeline now.
Oh.
So
Okay.
and
All that
like
to say,
Dark Phoenix was like the second time they tried to adapt the Phoenix storyline, and they bombed it both times.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's true.
All that to say, I think that Doomsday and Dune are going to be this year's competition.
Barbenheimer? Oh,
Not Barbenheimer. I don't want to. Doomsday is a joke for the weekend name, but I think there is going to be legitimate competition between the higher priced tickets of Dune and the insane fan base of Marvel. And I think those are pretty equal, even though I think that the Marvel fans have severely fallen off in their interest of these movies. That's what I would say. It will be interesting to see who wins. And it's not about really winning. I think that if Dune wins, I'm going to say, okay, maybe more people didn't go see it, but more people who cared to go see a good movie went and came out and went to the theater to go see Dune. It's not that people, like Zach said, it's like a different genre, and I'm not gonna double dip that weekend. I'll probably end up seeing Dune for. No, I can't risk having Doomsday spoiled for me. I'll probably see Doomsday first. See, there's the question: like, what would you see first? If you could only see one movie that weekend, which one would you see? And I would probably see Doomsday because I don't care about Dune getting straight. Yeah. I don't want Dune getting spoiled for me. Or no, I don't care if Dune gets spoiled for me. So that's my approach to it. Sue me. No, don't sue me. You can choose whatever you want.
The real winners are the
logical,
fans that enjoy the movies.
True.
There we go.
Yeah. No. The real winners are the people who make money off of it.
That's even more
Which
true.
is why we need a revolution.
It's Robert Downey Jr. just enjoying his billions. That's the real winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? So we ended up talking about Doomsday. Zach, what do you think about the Dune trailer? Specifically, like we're probably assuming that they're not going to adapt Messiah as closely as we think. Well, everybody thinks Messiah is a little crazy, so I don't know exactly. I don't think anyone is expecting a 1-to-1 or a really well adapted movie. It might take a turn, and that's fine. Honestly, I think the Dune fans are like, yeah, honestly, I'd just write what makes sense for the movie world instead of the book world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's both
Leto. Sorry, you go. I'll rant after.
I'm gonna say it's both. I mean, I haven't read the books, but it's both interesting that they're calling it Part 3 instead of Messiah, and that they're calling it the epic conclusion because Dune is like a series of like 8. So wrapping it up now is probably a good choice because I mean the books do get like really weird, and it's probably like I don't think the books are even that good from what I hear after the third one. So it's probably good to end it where they are. But
well, the main thing is that it gets more convoluted. But gosh dang it, if we don't have I'm blanking on if we don't have a Leto who becomes a weird worm thing hybrid and gets high and then discovers the future of humanity and how to releases from the shackles of human will, then gosh dang it, it's gonna be a failure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting though. To see
William, have you read those books?
I started reading Dune, and then I know like how the stories go. I'd have to brush up on them again, but yeah, I know like how the stories go. especially Messiah, because that's the one where it really focuses. Because Dune and Dune Messiah are kind of like the main part that focus on Paul specifically, and like the aftermath of all the stuff that he does, and then after that, it's more like his son and the weird stuff that goes on afterwards, and then it gets like hundreds and thousands of years later in the future, and just crazy stuff starts going on.
Yep, I know it gets wacky, and that's why people were getting not sus. They were getting suspicious. They were expecting that it wouldn't go past. Some people didn't think Dune Part 2 was gonna have a sequel, but they also ended it on a cliffhanger, so it made sense that they would make one more. I doubt that they're gonna. I think they'll make the trilogy able to be watched on its own without ever reading the book. Yeah. And on that note, sorry, I don't need to go back to Project Hail Mary, but I said this in the Discord that it's probably one of the best adapted books to movie, according to what I've heard from Zach and others. That makes sense. It's not 1-to-1. Like, you can't just say the best adaptation is 1-to-1, but it made changes that made sense. And maybe Will can talk to that. I realized last week we didn't really talk about Les Miserables, the movie. We just talked about the story, which is fine. But if there are any other movies that adapted their book well or really well, instead of like, oh, they really could have included, well, there's everything. You could have included a lot, and not every movie, no movie is perfect. But I think that I think Project Hail Mary was one of the closest you can get to a well-adapted. This is what can be included. This is what can be excluded. All of that. Zach.
Here, this might be a hot take, but I think a good adaptation knows what it needs to cut out to make it a good movie.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying in the sentence.
So I think, like, with Project Hail Mary, I mean, there's so much science in there that just makes your eyes start to glaze over. And like including that in the movie would have like slowed it down so much.
Yeah.
But I think cutting out most of that and simplifying some of that just made like an more enjoyable and like better suited experience, not just for like people who read the book, for like the general audience altogether.
Yeah.
So
agreed. Okay, do we want to talk more about Spider-Man Brand New Day, Zach?
Or did I have anything else to say?
I feel like we could talk a long time about it.
The suit has wrinkles.
The suit has wrinkles.
Actually, speaking of superhero stuff, and I'll just throw this in briefly, because do you know what the one thing I am kind of excited for that's coming out currently, actually, is the Invincible TV show, which I've sort of gotten into it.
That was on our list. We just, I was skipping over it because it wasn't as important to me as Daredevil or A Brand New Day.
Yeah, it's just something like, I don't know. I've seen a lot of clips of it, and especially a lot of the good fight scenes and stuff like that. And well, like when it came out, I was like, whatever. But since then, and I know Joshua probably is excited for it too. So
let's get Josh on right now to talk about Invincible.
He might be. I don't think he's on a plane right now.
He's on a plane right now.
Is he right now? I'm not sure. Yeah. I know when he's getting
on soon. He'll be on one day soon.
He can take a call on a plane, right?
Yeah, no.
If he pays for a premium subscription. Are you trying to call him?
No, I thought about it. Then we find out his plane crashed.
Oh god. Okay, oops. Will, you're apparently the most experienced with Invincible right now. I've heard that it's been ramping up the same as everything else these days. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't really know the comics. I know kind of what it's leading towards. I think I think they're gonna have like a season 5, and that'd probably be the ending season, maybe a season 6. So I think it's probably season 5. Because basically like they've been slowly building up towards like the final confrontation between Mark and his allies versus the Viltrum Empire, whatever. And so yeah, like it's yeah, it has been definitely increasing in like the ending. I don't know. It's a lot of like intense stuff that's been building. Like every season seems to be like, oh dang, that happened. Especially like season 3 ended on like like two really heavy hitting incidences that Mark had to go through. Like boys trauma. So, and this one it just like keeps promising more. So it seems pretty. I don't know. It's good animation, really good voice actors, gory, but bloody, but it's also I think actually there's a good review I might post in the Discord. But I think the interesting thing about Invincible versus a TV show like The Boys is that Invincible is a superhero show. It clearly is a superhero show, but it's also not afraid to kind of it's willing to break some of the rules and the cliches of the superhero genre, but it is firmly in the genre. Versus like, and you can actually feel that like there is like some wacky, goofy, fun stuff that is almost like very comic book esque with a lot of the characters, but it also takes itself very seriously. And it is like like people are going to get hurt and traumatized, and there is like a lot of stakes here, but it's also very much a superhero show in and of itself, which is interesting.
You can critique The Boys and Invincible all day long. I agree with it breaking the mold. I think people have gotten really annoyed that it breaks the mold too much in the fact that it's too much of what it wants to be, and that's annoying.
Invincible or The Boys? Like The Boys definitely is what I hear, but
everyone's like, what if Captain America didn't have his morality or whatever? And that's, I get that, but it's maybe a one movie type of question instead of 4 season in both cases. 4 season for 2 separate shows. That's what I mean. Like
that's what I mean though. For Invincible is like it is still a superhero movie at its core, or a superhero show at its core. It's not actually about deconstructing superheroes, but it's about like different questions and focusing on different aspects of it, which is why I think it's actually pretty good. But you don't honestly, somebody better to be asked about this is Josh, because he's the one who actually watched all of it. I've seen some of it.
Roundtable 7, we'll do it.
Why I think I'm more open to watching like Invincible than The Boys is that Invincible like still centers around a character trying to do good.
Yeah.
Like Mark's not a bad person, and just the little I've seen from The Boys just on social media and stuff like that doesn't just seem so corrupt and yucky that I'm just like, have no interest. But
I think I've heard a comparison like Invincible. The Boys is like, what if the superheroes were on the Epstein list, and and the Invincible is what if Superman was evil but he had a son who wasn't. That like that's kind of like a way to think about it, really.
Yep. Okay, 15 minutes. We've got to talk a little bit about Daredevil, I think, because this is our last time to say something without knowing anything, I guess. Zach, I want you to answer why we have hope in season 2 when season 1 was so bad, and we had the same hope before season 1 is what I'm saying.
Because you're fans who refuse to acknowledge the truth, Seth. You can't handle the truth. It is all cringe.
I mean, we acknowledge the truth for Born Again season 1. So
after it came out.
After it came out, yeah. I mean, season 2 isn't 2 conflicting visions, which I think is a big reason why we're a bit more excited this time. It's not a rewrite, but still using most of the original material. It's like the new showrunners. What?
Question is, I know the old showrunners from the Netflix show were brought in to fix season 1. Did they start season 2 from, like, are they the ones in charge of season 2 from scratch, like from the bottom up?
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, I mean, seeing Bullseye actually in action this time instead of like getting thrown off a building in the first episode.
True.
That's gonna be pretty cool. I mean, Matthew Lillard is definitely an intriguing addition. He's not typically known for his dramatic roles, so that's gonna be really interesting to see. It's funny. I think I sent you the meme about like, like when a comedic actor's in a serious role, it's like cinema. Like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems, or like Jim Carrey I forgot the name. I mean, Truman Show. No, not really Truman Show.
No, Jim Carrey had Dark Crimes, where it was like
Dark Crimes. That's.
Yeah, that was, I've heard, is really really hard to watch.
But anyway, just that idea of like Matthew Lillard stepping into a more serious role than he's really known for. I mean, bringing Jessica Jones back is pretty cool. I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't seen the show and don't really like plan to see her show, but bringing her back into the fold is pretty cool.
Yeah,
For apparently getting a flashback with Wesley, so that's
and
pretty
Foggy.
cool. And Foggy,
I've seen
and they're
Foggy
bringing
in the
Mahoney back. We're seeing more respect for the
Oh,
original
yeah.
show than we got in the first season. So
I think that's the big
that's
thing.
cool to see.
I think that's the big thing because season one didn't. Season one wanted to forget that the Netflix show was anything. They wanted. I don't even know. We kind of discussed what their original plan was for it. Whatever. And it just seemed like they were almost gonna make it completely separate with the same actors, like the WandaVision character. What's his name? Ralph Boner. Like same face, completely different, like not related at all character. You know, and it was
Don't get
only
me on
to
the topic of Ralph Boner.
I know.
Don't bring him up.
I know. But that's what they were going to do with Born Again season one. And luckily, the test screenings were terrible for it. And so they decided to at least write season one or episode 1 and episode 8 and 9 to make it work a little bit. I think because they've been using the Netflix show with their marketing to be like, remember this moment. And they've been including characters that they maybe shouldn't have killed off, or at the very least can help the story, like those ones you mentioned, like Foggy, like Wesley and Mahoney coming back. Like that just shows that they're not afraid to stand on the shoulders of giants, because the Daredevil show, mostly season 3, was one of the best seasons of television ever, in my opinion. And so it just makes sense that they should embrace that instead of trying to run away from it.
Yeah.
And that's why we're confident this time around. We were more talking ourselves up when we were getting ready for season 1, and it did flop. We were hopeless romantics, hoping for something to actually come to fruition, and it didn't. But now, I think we found. I think they know what we want. That's what I say.
Dude, the whole creating the character of Cherry instead of having that be Mahoney was
exactly
just felt so disrespectful on the original series.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. I don't know how this. We talked about, Zach and I, between the two of us, how this ties into Brand New Day, because the interesting theory I heard after the Brand New Day trailer came out, because it was revealed that the Hand was going to be in it, which is the secret ninjas from Daredevil season 2, that it's possible that Born Again ends with Matt becoming the leader of the Hand and being possessed by something spiritual. That's why he becomes the leader. I shared this with you.
I don't think I saw any of this.
Well,
Okay.
because in the comic, he becomes like he becomes like possessed by a devil, because Daredevil, ironic, and he becomes like evil guy who controls him. I think it's
it was a Hail Hydra moment, like Captain America, where he whispers Hail Hydra. It's like, oh my goodness, the guy who's supposed to be all good is now evil, or whatever. So at least at some point in the comics, in one story run, he gets possessed and starts to become or becomes the head of the Hand, which doesn't make sense. But then in Brand New Day, Frank Castle is either working with Spider-Man or recruiting Spider-Man to then save, at least as a side plot, Matt from this possession. And that's why we see the Hand in the Brand New Day trailer, because the stories are interconnecting. Now, I don't think that's going to be the plot of Spider-Man.
No.
But I think it could be as important as Frank being there. It's cool to see that interaction. I was trying to make it all fit with like the Punisher one shot that's coming out but I don't think that's going to influence anything the same way the other one shots never influence anything else. It's just a fun side story. But I do think that Born Again and Brand New Day will connect. And that was also being hopeful after Far From Home and Hawkeye came out, and they both happened at Christmas in not Times Square, wherever that big tree is in New York. I was like, why did they not work together? Why did the show and the movie not talk to each other? So I don't have a good track record with hoping that they work together now. That's
stupid Sony.
I will admit that, but I think it's more possible for Daredevil to show up in Brand New Day than Spider-Man to show up in Hawkeye back then. That's how I see it. So I don't know what you think of that theory, Zach.
Well, Matt becoming the leader of the Hand just sounds too familiar to that season of Arrow where Oliver becomes the leader of the League of Assassins. But because that's what he becomes the leader, doesn't he?
You said Arrow?
Yeah.
I think so. Because he duels Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, maybe I just spoiled that for you. Sorry, Seth.
No, I remember it. Maybe Ellie doesn't. I don't know.
What else was I about to say? Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I mean, I just hope it feels connected to the Netflix shows with the Hand being included in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I hope it just doesn't feel like a dumb retcon, like how Kingpin felt in Hawkeye, and it actually like feels true to like where the Hand's been before.
Yeah. I think it's weird to have the Hand in Born Again or Brand New Day anyways, without a Daredevil connection. Because there really wasn't a Punisher connection with the Hand in season 2, even though they were the same season. They were two separate plots, I thought. And so to have them show up without Daredevil seems odd to me. And he's already done it. He already showed up in No Way Home. So it makes sense that he would. And they already teased it. Okay, here's more evidence that I think. First, he showed up, or Charlie Cox voiced Daredevil in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And he did the whole, he got confused on stage when they said, we just saw you in Spider-Man. And he goes, what? And it's because he said he saw him in Spider-Man, or Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is what he meant. But Matt or Charlie got confused for a second because he knew he wasn't supposed to spoil that he's in Brand New Day. That's pretty evident. And I think the way he's been trying to say that he's not in Spider-Man in the recent press tour for Born Again is very much like I'm Not the Werewolf from Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
So I think he's in Brand New Day in some way. Maybe my specific theory is wrong. I'll give you that much. I don't need that to be right.
I will say they kept it well under wraps that the Hand is going to be in Brand New Day.
True.
I'm surprised that like wasn't usually like there's so much of that gets like rumored ahead of time, but I heard nothing about that. So when I saw them in the trailer, I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. But,
yeah.
Dude, Matt's or the new Daredevil suit for this new season looks so cool.
I didn't
tell. What are you saying?
I didn't think about it until somebody pointed it out. Obviously, that's how that works. When it's a black suit, most of it does not reflect any light. And his logo only appears when there's light on it, and even then he still kind of blends into the night sky. So instead of a fully red suit, which is technically iconic, it's more stealthy for him to have all black and just have the red Daredevil on his chest. And I think that works so much better. It makes it scary. It makes it Batman-like. It reminds me of the "Where are you?" from Batman Begins.
Yeah,
I want to like that.
I thought the Born Again like season 1 suit looked a little clunky, so I like. It's got a more streamlined look to it too, besides just being black, which makes me happy. And I mean, it kind of looks like it's been painted over too, from what we've seen, because there's parts of the trailers where you like see some of like the black start to rub off. But
yeah, I wonder if they're gonna have Melvin. If this is the same suit, or if is it Melvin?
Wait, didn't Melvin die?
No, he got arrested at the end of season 3. His
I thought
either his caretaker turned him in or Matt turned him in, and Matt that was emo Matt being all, I need to sacrifice others for myself, because anything to get to Fisk. I thought that was that storyline in that episode, but I thought but I think he can come back. Are we fact checking?
Oh yeah, it's just interesting because there was in season 3, when Poindexter finds like that freezer full of bodies.
Mm-hmm.
There's a body in there that looks a lot like Melvin, but it is not Melvin.
Not confirmed. Not confirmed.
Melvin is still alive, as far as we know.
I think so.
Bring back Melvin instead of whoever that Edna Mode guy was.
Yeah, here's how his wiki article ends. Realizing their imminent danger, the two men fought together against the heavily armed agents until Potter was cornered by several agents using their assault rifles. Daredevil used this opportunity to escape and left Potter to be taken into custody for parole violation and assaulting federal agents while he cried out for Betsy. That's how I remember the last scene. But yeah, Matt went to go see if he had info, and they fought. Yeah, and then the FBI popped in. Anywho. Any other thoughts? The only other thing I had on the list was Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 2 came out, and I actually haven't played it. I just knew that it was a crazy week. I was listing all the things that happened last week, and it was a lot. We're eating well this March, I think.
I might have to get back into Fortnite just for that first Avenger suit.
Oh, yeah.
Because that looks so cool.
What, Will?
I need it.
Well, first off, for Fortnite, yeah, I don't play Fortnite unless it's playing with you. Was there any other big movies or whatever this year that you guys were particularly excited, looking forward to?
Oh, looking forward to? Well, Zach gave me a list of his most anticipated, and Project Hail Mary was at the top. I think it's still at the top because it's the only one that's come out.
Yeah.
What did you have?
I had 11 of them. Let me see if I can find my list real quick.
I'm scrolling on our... Oh, here we go. You had Project Hail Mary, Brand New Day, Doom Part 3, The Odyssey, Doomsday, Supergirl, Super Mario Galaxy Movie, Hunger Games 5, Sunrise on the Reaping, or whatever it is, Clayface, Toy Story 5, and Mandalorian and Grogu, in that order. And I know we don't have time for Zach to break that all down, but we talked about your top 3 today, so that's good.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. That's right. They are coming with Toy Story 5. That needs to end. Let it die. Let it die. Let them die.
Yeah. Incredibles 3 was
all the old franchises die, but people are still going to.
Honestly, though, I thought the same thing.
No, Zach. That's how they get you. No matter how good it is, you need to let them die. Otherwise, they keep bringing it back over and over and over again. Endless regurgitation. Just let them die.
I could see Buzz and Woody in theaters for the first time in 16 years, because I didn't go to Toy Story 4 in theaters. Yeah. So part of me is seeing them in theaters again would be really cool, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
I know we got to finish, but I think we should have rate years, as long as we're doing a podcast, rate the year of movies. Last year was maybe a 6, but I think this year could be an 8 or a 9. There's some pretty good ones, I think. And we're already in late March, so
yeah, last year
not a lot has come out yet.
Or
what?
I was gonna say last year was a 6 or
yeah,
7.
Yeah. You're so funny. You're so funny. You're also
for
much
people
older
in the
than you
future
deserve.
We're watching this and studying it. You won't get that meme, but that's good. Enjoy your innocence.
All right.
For historians years in the future.
You guys have anything else you want to say?
No.
Nah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Did you know, Seth? Did you know about that John Williams is doing a soundtrack this year?
You had sent me something, I thought, or is he not on that list? What is he doing?
I mean, it's for. Oh, I don't even have Disclosure. No, he's still alive, and he's doing the soundtrack for Disclosure Day, which I don't even have on my list. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I would put that, but anyway, getting a John Williams soundtrack in 2026 is really cool.
That's Disclosure Day?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact that it's like not a franchise film too, like it's not the next Star Wars movie or like the next Indiana Jones or something like that. The fact that it's just this original movie too is really cool for it to be a John Williams track.
Yep.
Is Disclosure Day the weird one with Emma not Watson,
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt, like the weird thing where they're talking weird. It seems to be something with like angels or something weird stuff going on.
It could be really well. It also had. Sorry, I know we got cut really short on our 2026 predictions, but the Disclosure Day has more than just aliens. It has at least a Christian perspective, even if it's Catholic.
Mhm.
There are in the trailer. There are none saying spiritual things, so I think it could be pretty cool to see more about that. And I can talk more about blurry stuff in the Discord. Maybe we should have a blurry only channel, because I talk way too much about it in like theology talk.
Blurry as in like spiritual or like weird things, or
blurry as a reference to blurry creatures who made their name because sometimes you don't know everything or you can't see everything about them, so they're blurry. That's metaphorical blurry.
I see.
Yeah. Anyways, we got to wrap up. Order your stickers if you happen to be watching live, which I doubt it because nobody has chatted. The form is live in the description, but I will also make it available on the Discord as soon as this is over, and obviously on the episode if you're listening afterwards. So thank you guys so much for listening or watching. I'm sorry you couldn't see my face, but we had a good time. Until share this with a friend and order your stickers. Until next week, God bless.
Thanks for watching, Mom.
See ya.